All right. Well, we are live. Welcome to Passive Prospecting YouTube for Real Estate. My name is Levi Lascsak, and let's see, joined here by trusty sidekick host. Is that your fan? And I've been picking up that that background noise all day. It's kind of like a little like a little purr.
I don't have anything going in here. Actually, my fan's not going today.
No? Okay.
That's weird.
Pick something up in the background.
Maybe it's just my computer. My computer is a pretty high-powered monster, so it could be that. Could be the fan in my actual computer.
Is it the PC?
Maybe I move this closer and then away from the computer.
The PC?
Yeah. Oh, hey, you know what? Don't knock it till you try it. It's a gaming computer.
Now, did you check all the settings on your Yeti microphone?
I think I did when I first set it up. I haven't set it up for a while.
So you know that, this is a good topic, by the way, as we discuss this. So there is different settings if you want to use. Notice how, I have mine sitting right here, just kind of off to the side. So there's the different settings on the back. Make it for, if you want to be two-way, this actually works where it could be two-way. You could use one microphone for podcast with two people. Or the way I have it set up, which dial is it on the back? Let me see. It's the one that looks like the little Pac-Man, kind of like see the little Pac-Man style?
Yeah.
So it should be the third one, I think. If you do that, if you switch it on there.
How's that?
But I think your audio is much better now. But now tilt it backwards. See how mine's tilt backwards? Yep, or a little bit up. Now try that.
How's that?
Yeah. Well, I can still hear that little humming sound, but your audio does it cuts out the echo. Yeah.
Well,
so that's made for like capturing from off to the side. Because otherwise, one of the other settings is to where you could have it like directly. You see like radio host. I mean, when they really want radio host on the show, they'll talk directly into it. And then here, I don't really like it. I don't like the obstruction. Whenever I'm doing videos, that's why I'm not a fan of like the boom mics or sit down mics. Like I just feel like if there's obstruction right there, or the big boom mic that comes in and it's just like this arm off to the side. I just like some space in here, I just like a little.
And you like to use your hands too. So it's like, imagine trying to hit the microphone every time.
Yeah. I like to throw in some karate chops.
There you go. We've got ninja moves.
So
ninja SEO and ninja YouTube.
There you go.
Cool.
All right. Well, we are here today for you. Let me set up my props now. We are here today for you. We see several of you out there already, so thank you for joining us. And hit us up with some comments. And let's see. I'm gonna have to go check the community tab in our platform. Channel reviews.
I haven't seen any channel reviews for this week, so I don't think we have any reviews for this week. But we did have some questions in the group that we could address. You want me to sound off on a couple of questions?
I was about to say we could take the week off and we would just.
I know. We do have some questions in the group we could answer, so we'll start with that. And if other questions come in, we can answer those too. Carla asks, I could really use some advice on this. I bought the circle light that Levi recommended in the training, but when I create the video, you can see the reflection of the light in my eyes. What do I do about that, basically? That's a question we get all the time.
Yeah, well, if you check out, you'll notice it. It's like the red Porsche, the red pickup truck syndrome, right? You don't notice how many red pickup trucks are out there until you buy the red pickup truck. Then you see them everywhere. So the same thing, if you haven't noticed now that you notice ring lights in your own eyes, you'll be surprised to see a lot of YouTubers have ring lights in their eyes. Even if you don't wear glasses, first of all, if you're going to wear glasses, you need non-reflective glasses. So these are These are a little dusty. Let me clean these off a little bit. These for me, these are just blue blockers. So I don't wear glasses, but these are blue blockers. And sometimes when I'm on multiple Zooms throughout the day or recording videos, that's just the lights that I have that are up here are, let me see what I could do here. Let me see. Let me switch out a camera. I'll just show you what I have, but still, let me answer this question fully. So the ring light is just one of the least expensive ways to get a light, which is why we, have it in our list. You could upgrade. I mean, you see right behind me is a soft light. This is probably the easiest ways. If I turn this on. So that light works as behind me. Normally I'd have my shades drawn on my window, but we got some sun today. So I was letting the window come in, but that acts as backlight, which is why I like to have it. But if we want to record in here, if you notice behind me, like I've got a couple of chairs back there, we could actually sit down, pull that soft light out, turn it around, which actually Alex will be here on Friday. And we're going to also record we're going to do some reels and some short form video and things like that. I plan to sit in those chairs. I actually have another chair right here, so I could sit with that background. We could just move that soft light around, and that soft light, even though it's circle, it's pretty good about eliminating that. And then also be able to use to where I have different angles I could still use in the studio to shoot some content. Also, if I switch up and show you, if I go to my webcam, so now I'm on my webcam, and I'll just flip my laptop around. Oh, did I? Oh, I thought I did I cut myself off or
no?
Okay, let me see. I gotta. What should I not unplug?
That's how my laptop is. I've got about 1,000 plugs plugged into every USB port.
Yeah, it's all plugged. Okay, I think I can get around that way. So if I flip around this way, you'll see like in the corner, I have these are also kind of like soft lights. That's like a little box light. And then I have one in the other corner as well. So if I scoot around to that side, then there's one on that side. So that is the soft lights, which is what's lighting me right now. And then if I switch back to my other camera, there we go. So that's what gives me and I have it on kind of a warm setting, but also I'm not really that up close. Now, if, like in the course and in the book and things like that, we talk about, kind of filming from here up, but I also mention in the book as well how I've shifted to now kind of this format to include hands and gestures, which I think is good for engagement and also, communication style, especially since they say 70% of communication is nonverbal. So I think it's good to add some hand gestures in there. But if you're up that close where you're kind of like shoulders to top of head, then you're going to be able to make out, even if you have the soft, these soft lights in front of me, you'd have to look very closely. The thing is most people are not this detail oriented or will notice. And you could still see like the little squares in my pupils. You could see that. Now, most people will never notice that. The ring lights do kind of really highlight the black circle, the pupil in your eye. That can be a little bit more noticeable. Just depends. You have to really be up close in the camera there. But then, like the soft light behind me, that's definitely more expensive. These lights in front of me are kind of like medium priced. So that could kind of cut it down from there as well. But also try changing the color tone possibly on there as well. Usually the ring lights do have settings from warm to the other setting. And so that's something you could check out. But overall, that's how you'd want to do that. And then if you do wear glasses, you have to get non-reflective. You can see I mean, still you could see right there, if I'm looking directly at the light, you can still see the squares. So even as a non-reflective, but here, that's why they're positioned a little bit up and out of range a little bit, so that way I can look into the camera, have a discussion. I mean, I don't really wear the glasses in my videos anyways, but when I do Zoom calls throughout the day, you know, trainings, things like that, I'll have my glasses on, just because I like to cut down on the amount of lights that are just blaring into my eyeballs throughout the day. Plus, I guess looking at the screen too. So even if I don't have the lights on, then the screen as well is something that I think can zap your energy throughout the day, you know, especially if a full day like we typically do hanging out on the computer. So, but that's also why I like to get out. I typically always go out for lunch just to give myself a break, get out and enjoy what weather there is if it's going nicely. Although it kind of dropped down to 65 today. So we're like, oh my God, it's freezing again.
Dang it.
So hopefully that helps out. Let's see. Who is that? Carla? Yeah, she asked that question.
Mm-hmm. We have a question in the chat too.
And I'm just going to reply to
it. Oh, okay.
I'm going to say answered on the live stream today.
Check it out.
So that was good. So yeah, I mean, good question. I mean, it's one of those things, again, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Most people will never notice it. YouTubers, other people might notice it because they're used to it. So let's see here. Forrest Knott, he says, well, ditch the ring light and get a SOP. There you go. Well, we could have just should have just had Forrest answer the question. he already got us taken care of. He's got some glasses on, so I'm sure. And you can, if you have prescription glasses, they do make non-reflective lenses. I have no idea if that's an additional cost or anything like that. I'm not sure. Couldn't tell you. But I do know they do make those. What's up, Chris Colgan? What do you do when you run out of town ideas, etc.? Meaning you shot a few towns a few times. Well, I hope you never run out of town ideas. I mean, I think, first of all, I'd look at our channel. I mean, that would be probably one of the easier ways to brainstorm some ideas. But, you know, again, I think that there's a simple fix of that, which is go through the different price ranges in that area. So that's one way to do that. You could go from 300,000, or if you're in a 200 or 100, if you go as low as 100,000, hey, here's a video on $100,000 homes in this neighborhood. You'd be surprised. Probably get some good, you know, that was something that I did a series like that. And then I didn't really want to do any $300,000 homes because it wasn't really a price range we wanted to focus on. Not that we would ever turn down that business, but I just thought if we're going to attract the business we want to attract, you know, maybe not make a video around $300,000 homes. But I was kind of like, let me give it a try anyways. But I had made 400,000 through 1.2 million, I think, in this area. And then I made the video on 300,000, and it blew up. It's one of our best viewed videos, got a lot of traction. So, you know, there's different things you can do. And also think about recycling throughout the year. I mean, right now it's the beginning of 2023. So guess what you can do? You can do pros and cons. You can do top neighborhoods. You can do all kinds of stuff. I mean, you could even redo, if you did all the price ranges last year, we know that's completely changed now too. So you could redo those price ranges right now in those areas. So I would also look at other areas you can work, but I think you should be able to produce 20 videos easily on one neighborhood or one suburb or both. You know, then you could start looking at neighborhoods inside of that suburb. So let's say you've made your 20 videos on that suburb, start doing some individual neighborhoods like Windsong Ranch in Prosper, Texas. We did a video just on Windsong Ranch. Very, very popular. guess what I'm about to do? Another video on Windsong Ranch. So why? Because I bought a home there. So it's but that other video was maybe a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Year 2-3 months ago. So why not? I'll do another one. And then what I plan to do is there's different little segments and neighborhoods in Windsong Ranch. Windsong Ranch is a 2,000 acre subdivision, right? And there's little neighborhoods, or named neighborhoods, you could say, in each in Windsong. So it's like, there's 50, 60 homes in this little, and they have a name. So to me, that opens up the opportunity there to do that, to go in there and check that out. So.
Well, and another thing too that you can do, I always tell people, if you've made enough videos that you're running out of ideas, you probably have some engagement and interaction in your comment section. So that's the first place you should go, is go see what people are asking about and make videos on what people are asking about. Or if you're seeing a lot of engagement on one type of video that you did, make another video that highlights something. Maybe if it's a vlog that you got a lot of engagement on, do another video on that area, but maybe focus on just different aspect of that city. Another thing that you can do is you can go to like the FAQs for a search term and say that you're looking at like Denver, Colorado. You just search Denver, Colorado on Google, you're going to get 5 or 6 FAQs that are asked, the top search terms for that city. Dive into some of those areas. A lot of the common ones that I see is Denver, Colorado a good place to live? Should I move to Denver, Colorado? The title of a video for you, and you can just say maybe the top 10 reasons to move to Denver, Colorado, or the top 10 reasons not to move to Denver, Colorado. You can make it a pros and cons, but kind of change the way that it's approached to make it a unique video. So there's lots of ways to kind of like double down on different topics and different locations, but there's probably 1,000 different ways you can apply that and use the same search term for a different application. So
yeah, the other thing you could do is do a poll in your on your channel, right? You could say, yeah, hey, what videos would you like to see next?
Mm-hmm.
And get that idea. Let me see.
Yeah, we've gotten some really good feedback from our polls that we've done.
Let me show you. Let me show you super secret trick right here. You're gonna like this one.
These are the ninja tricks we were talking about earlier.
I don't even know if you know this one.
Uh-oh.
Krissy. So I might just do you a favor here as well. Let me see. So check this out. So I go to alsoask.com.
Oh yeah, this is one we talked about. Mm-hmm.
Oh, did we talk about this? No.
Yeah, this is the one that Gary kind of opened our eyes to.
Oh, okay. So I type in Frisco, Texas on alsoask.com, and look what it did. Frisco, Texas. Boom. Gave me 4. It's really sensitive. Really 4 main topics, and then breaks it out into mini topics. So is Frisco, Texas a wealthy area? Is Frisco, Texas a good place to live? What is Frisco, Texas known for? Okay. Why are so many people moving to Frisco? Guess what? Sounds like a video topic, right? You can see my screen, right, Krissy?
Yep.
Okay. What airport? Okay. Probably not a good video. You could do a short on that. What airport do you fly into for Frisco? Is Frisco cheap to live in? That would be a good video. And why is Frisco the best place to live? You could make a video on that because it was named that based on a magazine. Okay, so let's click on that. Why is it the best place to live? Let's see what it pulls up. What did it pull up? Oh, it pulled that into subcategories.
Mm-hmm.
Is Frisco the best place to live? Why is everyone moving in Frisco? Why are so many? What percentage of Frisco? Okay. What is a good salary in Frisco, Texas? What is special? Is this going to actually give me some answers? Let's see.
I think this is going to take you down the rabbit hole of search terms.
Okay. So it doesn't really answer. It's more like search terms.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, that's fine. Well, there you go. You got topics though, and then you should be able
Yep.
to answer these questions anyways. So I mean, it's not like you need the content. It's not like you need the content. You are the content. You have the content. It's going to be based on your experience, your stories, your expertise, and everything else. So let me see. Let's go. Next one. TubeBuddy, Keyword Explorer, monthly searches, results offer insufficient data for 99% of my searches. Not a big city, but still surprising. Wilmington, North Carolina. All right. Well, I think I would probably rank the areas by population. And then also you could look at census.gov. You could look at migration data, things like that. And then you'd probably just have to go with your gut on there. So it's going to be a little bit more of what you think versus the scientific data if it's not giving you exact results. I mean, the TubeBuddy really kind of gave us the results that we assumed here in Dallas. There was just really, one suburb was searched more, like Plano was searched more than Frisco, which was surprising. But, again, we still get a lot of people that want to move to Frisco, and the Frisco videos pull a lot of people, a lot of eyeballs. And so from there, it's just a matter of, testing those things out, which is why we also talk about make 2 videos per suburb, at least, if you want to kind of make the rounds. Let's say you've got 5 suburbs, make 2 videos on each suburb, and then just kind of keep an eye and see if any one of them takes off, and then look at population, because clearly higher population in those areas would likely give you more opportunity for eyeballs. So I would just work on that and kind of go with the stats, and go from there. You could also check, you said Keyword Explorer, you could check in Google. I guess that probably would be the Keyword Explorer there, unless because Keyword Planner is Google Keyword Planner. So I don't know if you're talking about Keyword Planner, but still it may not give you a distinctive thing with Keyword Planner is it usually gives me ranges, which is why I wasn't really a big fan of it, which is why I like TubeBuddy. So, yep, I would just work on.
Well, and one other thing before you move on from that question is, my guess is that you're probably searching long tail keywords. And that's where a lot of people make mistakes, is they'll put in like the title of a YouTube title that you would want to put in there. And if you do a long tail key phrase instead of a short tail keyword, you're going to find that there's 0 data for that. Just because you have to think, what you're trying to do, you want to, and I always tell people, start with a short tail keyword and branch out from there. If you start with a short tail, that's what you're ranking for. Because a lot of times you have to kind of think, what is this person thinking about when they move to this area? They're probably searching for very basic terms. Living in Wilmington, North Carolina, moving to Wilmington, North Carolina. What's it like in Wilmington, North Carolina? They're not searching for what can you get for $300K in Wilmington, North Carolina in 2023. If you're searching a big title like that, you're going to get insufficient data because you're basically trying to come up with how somebody's thinking process is on a very small level. So I would go with a short tail keyword and branch out. You're going to find your results are way, way better. And then build everything else in your description, your title, and your tags around that small short tail keyword. And from there, you're going to find, some secondary keywords that will support the main keyword that you're trying to rank for.
All right, let's check this out real quick, though, because I just popped in. You can see, I've got 1.52 million monthly searches for Wilmington.
Yep.
Right. So let's look at Leland, for example, and let's look at Kings Grant.
So yeah, Wilmington, North Carolina, that's an example of a short tail key phrase.
Yeah.
It's very small. 2 to 3 words is typically what I consider to be a short tail key phrase. So when you go outside of that you're looking into long tail key phrases, and that is where it's a little harder to rank.
Yeah, so like Leland, North Carolina. Okay, so we got 12.2 thousand searches. All right. So what was the other one? Kings Grant. I'm just looking on the map. Is that what it's called? Kings Grant or Kings North?
Yeah, I can't remember. I know exactly what city you're talking about. Now I can't remember which one.
Kings Grant. Okay, so Kings Grant. So let's check that one out. Okay, that one says insufficient. So what's another one? Belleville or Murraysville? Murraysville looks bigger, so let's try that.
Well, and just to piggyback off of that, so think about Kings Grant, North Carolina. So maybe it doesn't have great search volume. That's an opportunity for you to hide. So maybe you do sell stuff in that area. Maybe what you would need to do is piggyback off of a better keyword. So I'm not looking at a map, but say that Leland is closer to Kings Grant. You would piggyback off of that in your tags and your keywords. So if someone was looking for Leland, because that's what they're aware of, maybe what's offered in Kings Grant, maybe it's a smaller city, it has a little bit more of a small town feel, and that's actually what people are looking for. You're going to attract those people and bring awareness to that because you have it in the keywords, but it's not necessarily the number one keyword you're ranking for. So sometimes these smaller areas, the ones that have the insufficient data, that just means that it's an untapped opportunity, really. And you have to use some of those bigger keywords by using some of the cities that it's close to that has more of a ranking factor to it to be able to bring awareness to that. And that's kind of your job as the realtor, is bringing awareness to the smaller areas. But you have to do that through, kind of strategic keyword targeting with that.
Now, Leland NC shows 112,000 searches versus 12,000. So maybe people don't want to type out North Carolina. They just want to type NC. So that's something else you want to check out. So Murraysville. Now I'm going to try Murraysville, North Carolina, or NC. Yeah,
that's pretty common. The longer the name of your city and state combined, the more I would say go check all the renditions that you can think of before you settle on just like the full keyword. Because we find that Dallas TX is different, way different than what Dallas, Texas is. So we've done the keyword research on that and found that Dallas, Texas ranks a little bit better, but it's different. The longer the key phrase, the less people want to type it out. So kind of keep that in mind. Always keep the customer experience in mind, and that's going to typically rank better if it's going to be easier for the client on the other side.
Yep. Cool. All right. What's up, Jennifer? So you said it's freezing in Austin too. Are you seeing any trends with thumbnails? That was nice transition there. Yeah. So yeah, and I say freezing. Do you mean 65? Because that's freezing here for us. It's pretty. Yeah, that's why I had to put on a jacket. So let's see. Any trends with thumbnails? Krissy, that'd be a question for you. I mean, I would just say yes, as far as what I see, and that's anything negative. So, the negativity is always. So that's something I've talked about as well, as far as, I've kept things positive on the channel. I'm still focusing on content that is informational. I'm not, doom and gloom. How's this crash? I'm just sticking to general neighborhood topics, the fundamentals, pros and cons and neighborhoods and vlog and map and just working on the education. Because I know that people are, that need to move. That's the people I'm looking for. Now, we may attach some negativity to that thumbnail, especially if it's a pros and cons video, because we're highlighting the cons in the thumbnail, right? So that's just something that they just get more clicks. Unfortunately, negativity is something that people are naturally drawn to. It's kind of like the train wreck you can't look away from. It's I think people are always looking for excuses, opportunities to say, "Oh, I told you so," or I'm gonna wait, procrastinate. I mean, all those types of things. So they get drawn in with that. And then for like our last video, we do pros and cons. It's a negative type of thumbnail, but then the title clearly says, "Hey, pros and cons of living in." And then from there, I'm just talking about the good and the bad, and that's it, really. And I'm not sitting there bashing everything. Now I do talk about some of the things we're seeing. Especially like on the live streams with the development, the job growth, the economy, everything that's happening in Dallas. And this has to be specific to your market. And this is something I would encourage you as well, is to really, get your people dialed into your market specifically as well, not national news or news about Miami or LA or New York, which I'm not saying those are crashing right now, but they typically have, big price fluctuations when it comes to market changes and market shifts and things like that. So, depending on where you're at, We're still seeing a lot of migration. Corporations move, here to the Dallas area. Economy is extremely strong, one of the best in the nation, and unemployment. I mean, so everything that's, is really looking okay. We're still seeing appreciation. We even saw that in February and March over last year, and especially February, March of last year, things were absolutely booming, but we're still seeing some price. Now, home sales have slowed, yes, but appreciation is still happening. So that's something that you just want to keep an eye out. But anything you want to add in there, Krissy?
Yeah, I would say just in terms of general setup, a lot of the vlogs are performing better with actual shots from inside of the vlog. And so a lot of times we'll try and capture, and we're even starting to experiment a little bit with the office videos. Now we are finding the poses and stuff are still performing pretty well, for office videos, pros and cons videos, that type of thing. But when it comes to a vlog, having kind of a snippet or a snapshot of what's happening in the video tends to perform better than just doing your typical your headshots that you would send in, your different poses and stuff like that. So we've kind of started testing that with our video editing clients, and we're seeing some good results with that. So I would test that on your own channel. Now, again, we've had some thumbnails that have really surprised us, and sometimes the posed ones do better than the ones that are inside, the video. And so we've been surprised, but you just have to kind of test that out on your channel. So I would really recommend, we do have some people that are like, oh, I don't know if I want to get TubeBuddy, it's an extra expense. I would really recommend getting that, because having the benefit of thumbnail testing is unmatched when it comes to growing your channel. That's a super easy way to grow your channel faster. If you want to look for instant ways to increase engagement, doing that testing is really one of the best things you can do. So having, doing some A/B testing on your thumbnails is probably what I would do. But yeah, having kind of the snapshots or, a spot where but even if you wanted to, some people, they'll go out and they'll take kind of a post shot in front of a house or in front of a park or a landmark, something that's iconic from the kind of the pinnacle of that episode, if you will, and kind of take a posed headshot or a posed shot of that for the thumbnails specifically. A lot of people do that, and that looks good. Or you can just go in and actually take a screenshot from the video itself. But ultimately, those tend to do a little bit better on the vlogs because it gives a quick snapshot of what someone's going to see in the video. It just translates very well.
Very good. Cool. Yeah, I haven't done many price range videos. There you go. You just got 10 more videos you can do.
Yep.
See, I did a video on a neighborhood here and closed 3 deals from it. One was 1.5 million. Nice. Good job, Chris. Congrats, man. That's awesome. I would be making a lot more videos on that neighborhood then. That's for sure.
Now that goes back to what we were just talking about. If you see engagement, if you see results from one video, that doesn't mean that that's a success. It's a one-time success. That means that you have more engagement to be had for that.
Yep. Let's see. Adele, is this Adela? Adela. I think I started a month ago. I've completed 4 cities, suburbs, post 3 videos a week and 2 shorts a day. My most popular has 100 videos. Is this normal? Is YouTube trying to figure me out? Yeah, a month ago. Yeah. 100 views, I'm going to assume.
On the video, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Subscribers. I wonder. I mean, we had 48 subscribers at the end of the month, and we might have had a more. Most popular video has 100 views. I don't know. I'd have to do some serious digging to try to figure that out. But I'm sure we probably weren't too far behind there. I'm curious about the subscriber count though. But
another thing to look at too is I wouldn't be just that first month. It truly is YouTube trying to figure you out. And so don't be discouraged if it looks small in comparison to what you see on some channels. If anything, I would just do a double check and make sure your SEO is as good as it can be. But as long as you're doing all of those steps, it's fully optimized. You've pinned your comment, you're engaging with your audience. That's pretty normal for them. I would say that's pretty average for what I normally see with our clients. 100 views on a video within a month is very typical. So I wouldn't be concerned about that. Just always be watching though and see if your view durations are going up, if your click-through rates are going up. If you're seeing increases in progress after month 1 and you're seeing that consistent increase, it means you're going in the right direction. So if you start to notice that those stats start to go down, that's when I would be concerned. But yeah, very typical for month 1.
There you go. Okay, let me see. Let's see. We like super secret. Not sure what he means there.
He's talking about the super secret tip that you were going to share that you thought I didn't know.
Oh, yeah. Very good. Good memory. Let's see. What's up, Casey? Casey says, what recommendations do you have for sharing the channel to get more exposure?
None.
Zero. No. Zero. So, I mean, yeah, I think organic is always the best way to go. We've talked about this quite a bit, which is from our experience. And I've had, there's other channels. We have other channels that we've worked with, other channels that I have that we test on. You know, the thing is like, just like this channel, the thing is that I run ads from this channel. I don't run ads from the real estate channel. That channel has grown exponentially on its own organically. And what happens, when we run ads from this channel, that gives you inflated views and subscribers. So, we got a good subscriber count on here, but I would say that would probably be a lot of people that just randomly subscribed as well, based off of some of our ads. Now, will they get caught up in the cycle later on down the road? Maybe so. I mean, I know we have a lot of organic reach on here as well, but with the ad component, I just, haven't found the exact strategy to do that unless, from that channel. So the thing is that other exposure, we don't recommend sharing it on other platforms because there's a couple of things that go along with that. Number one, have you ever clicked on a YouTube video from another platform? And let's say you have. And I know what happens for me. What happens is it opens up in the browser and I'm not signed in. So if I start watching that video, it doesn't know who I am because it's opened it up in the browser on my phone, or even if you're on a desktop, it doesn't matter, but it opens it up in a new browser. You're not signed in, so YouTube doesn't know who's watching that video. And then you have to click to unmute, and then you have to, maybe open in the app if you want to go from there. But the second piece of that is what happens is I believe in platform psychology, which means people that are on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok are usually there to kill time. They're not there to intentionally search for real estate. So if they do see a video on there and they're like, oh, that looks interesting, click over, and they're like, oh, this video is 22 minutes long, probably going to jump off. Or now, at the upper left, like on your phone, there's a little back arrow basically that'll take you back to, it'll say back to Facebook or back to Instagram or back to TikTok. And you click on that and you go back there and you go, oh, I don't want to watch a 22-minute video right now. I want to watch 1-minute videos for the next 22 minutes, right? That's what you're saying, because you're on that platform for a reason, likely to consume mindless entertainment, right? I just don't know that people are sitting down and saying, okay, I'm ready to go do some research. I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to, I'm going to learn about fix and flips. I'm going to learn about rental properties. I'm going to learn, let's go on TikTok, and I'm going to start, researching rentals and fix or flips. Or, hey, it's time to move to Dallas. Let's go on TikTok. Let's start researching Dallas on TikTok. Normally people don't say that. So when they're on those platforms, they're sitting there just, yep. Okay, cool. Oh, that's funny. Hilarious. Okay. Yes. Awesome. Oh, that's a funny real estate agent. Okay, cool. Like that stuff, but I'm not in the market. Not interested, not looking at it right now. Oh, here's a video that goes to YouTube. I don't see that, because I do it myself as well. If I do click off, it's very short, just to kind of like, I might check out the first, 10, 15 seconds. And then I typically jump back if I'm going there. So sharing it. Now, the thing is that there's other opportunities. If you have a good email list, distribution channel, something like that, you could give that a try. We also have a playlist embedded on our website, and I don't think those types of things really will hurt your channel. At first, I was kind of like just anti-sharing in general, just really focused on YouTube. But now, the thing is that I'm on a lot of email lists. And I get hammered with emails all day long. And they go to my spam email, which I have, like that one particular, actually my Yahoo address, which I've had since like 1999 is my spam email. So anytime I sign up for anything, I'm like, I use my Yahoo address because I'm like, that's where all my junk can go to. And, so I'm sitting there, I'm looking at a lot of other influencers, a lot of, and I'm talking about big names too. And I think about people like Think Media and those types of people. I mean, they email out their videos, they do it. So I'm just thinking, well, if they do that, and as much as they know about YouTube, and they've been in the game a lot longer than me, it can't be that detrimental to your business. So if you have an email list, think about it. That is kind of like a targeted audience for you, clearly, and probably around real estate. So you might want to test that. Actually, we're doing some testing on that right now as well. We haven't really focused on that before, but it's something that, we thought, why not? Let's give it a try and see if we do that, embed that video and send it out in a newsletter. We also, post that in blogs. So you have that aspect of it as well. So as far as the sharing goes, what I like about in a blog on the website is that all helps with Google and search and ranking. So that I think that's a good thing. And then, anything on email. I mean, again, if they go from email into that video, and again, I'm thinking about platform psychology. If people start reading a newsletter or they're checking email, they're in, I would say, long form consumption mode, right? Because they're going through emails, and if they get a long email, they'll probably read it. Now, if they have time to watch that real estate video right then, that's the question to be answered. So these are just a lot of things that I think about, and really you can think about them all day long, but you have to test them to ultimately see if it's going to do anything for you. Now, I do know if people click on our YouTube video in the email, then that's probably going to trigger the traffic source inside of YouTube to be direct or unknown or external. I had a video the other day. I don't know. All of a sudden I saw a video start spiking quite a bit, and it said external, and I have no idea where it came from. And that like, as the creator, that's a problem, because I'm like, what happened there? Somebody either shared that video, they put it on a platform, or maybe they put it in a Facebook group, or who knows what happened. I mean, I just don't know. But all of a sudden I started getting like hundreds of views, in an hour, and we stayed very consistent on our content. So it was easy to spot. And I was looking back there, and I was like, oh, well, let me click on it. And it was just like, boom, external traffic. Well, what does that mean? I don't know. Where does it come from? I don't know. The other thing is that we had very early on, and this has only happened one time, is one of our videos on Prosper took off, like blew up. It got 20,000 views in the first month, and it said YouTube advertising. And I went through Clubhouse. I talked to all my YouTube friends. Everybody, nobody could tell me, but it said YouTube. We didn't run an ad to it, but somebody else ran an ad to it, which I didn't even know you could do that. But apparently you can run an ad to another video that's public on the platform. And, so again, I had no idea where that came from. And, did that trigger any additional reach outs? At that time, the channel was pretty new at that time, so I'm not sure. But then it just stopped. They ran ads to it for almost 20 days. So yeah, it probably gave it about 1,000 views a day. But again, it just said YouTube advertising. So even if I was running that, I would know that. But if somebody else, I don't know who was running that or how it was happening. And just like the other day, whenever that video started spiking and it said external traffic, I just don't know where it's coming from. And that could be it got shared onto a platform, or maybe like in a Facebook group, and then people started clicking on it, and that's where it opened it up in a browser likely, And that's the thing, is YouTube can't track that stuff. So it just shows up as external traffic. So again, it's one of those things where hopefully, people that are searching, logged in, looking for this information, will be in the account. That's why we like to keep YouTube inside of YouTube, so we don't really share it out anywhere. We're gonna do some newsletter testing. We're not gonna do that with every video. We're gonna do it with a couple of videos here or there just to test it out and see if it helps. See what shakes out from that. So I would just work on making better videos, optimizing, making sure you're at 100% optimization, and become more interesting and create more engagement, ask questions, tell people to leave comments, let other people share that out, So it was something that, it's funny, my last deal, when I was speaking at Inman in New York, and I'd never done this before, because the other thing is I never provide people a direct link to the channel. So that was something else. I just never provide a direct link to the channel. And I thought, I always just tell people to search for it. But I did this test whenever I was speaking in the room. I was like, everybody pull out your phone. I was like, I know you have your phone on you. and I was like, this is either going to fail miserably or it's going to work out really quite well. And I said, everyone pull out your phone. And I just said, search living in Dallas, Texas on YouTube. And then I just said, stand up if our channel, not a video, if our channel popped up like first in the results. And 70% of the room stood up, So, and then, we got a lot of subscribers that day. Now, a lot of people would say, well, I don't want a bunch of real estate agents subscribed to my channel. Well, hey, you know how many referrals we get from real estate agents? And you know what they say? We love your videos. we like your videos. So that's something else that I kind of shied away from that in the beginning. But now I'm like, I'm going to actually run that experiment a lot more at these speaking events and things like that. But I don't mind if real estate agents watch our channel. Hey, they'll develop a relationship with us as well. And if they have somebody moving to Dallas, hopefully they'll reach out, and we'll be their go-to. And they may share our channel with prospective clients, right? And it's a great way to say, hey, check out these guys. Let me know if you like them. I can get you hooked up with them, and let the client decide for themselves. So just some thoughts there. Anything you want to add to that, Krissy?
Nope. Exactly what I was going to say. So
there you go. Let's see, Wilmington, North Carolina. That looks like our. Oh, okay. Let me see. All right. Yep. So still good to lean on TubeBuddy overall score as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I think that it's okay to look at that. What I like to use the TubeBuddy scores for is relative ranking. And so if you have like 3 different keywords that all have really good search traffic, but one's a 55, one's a 75, and one's a 90, I'm obviously going to choose to focus on the one that's 90. You may get some that are more like a 60 or a 75, and it seems like just on average you're getting 60s and 75s because your area is smaller and maybe you're not going to get 100% for your location. That's okay. You don't need to just hang your hat on 100% score all the time. I always say look at the search volume first, competition second, and then third, look at the overall score. But a lot of times you need to really kind of look at that with the lens of, okay, this needs to be relative to the other search terms in this area. So it's not always going to be 100% out of 100 or 100 out of 100. That's the way to go. Because sometimes you can get 100 out of 100 on your TubeBuddy score, but there's absolutely no search traffic for it. But there's no competition, and all the other factors are lining up perfectly, but there's no search volume for it. So obviously that's not going to help you get a video out very far if you don't have search volume for it. So again, search volume first, competition second, and probably the score third.
Yep. See, run the play show with Justin Owens. What's up, Justin? How do we decide the name of our channel? Trying to translate this for another industry. Well, let me know what industry you're in.
He's in solar. I know that.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yep, he's in our program. Yep. Yeah, so go with the search volume. follow the search volume. And it's kind of going back to what we talked about earlier, is starting with a short tail keyword, especially if you're looking on more of like a general or a national or international level. You need to start really small and work your way out. So I would not start with a long tail keyword when you're doing your initial searches. You'll want to start with that, probably with solar as your first keyword, and kind of see what TubeBuddy recommends from there. And then you can kind of start narrowing it down. But ultimately, you want to start short and go bigger with that, especially with that type of industry.
Okay. Yeah, I think I know. I think Travis was telling me about this guy that we got a solar guy. I got a solar guy coming in the program. I'm like, cool. So I mean, I think, solar, I would be looking at, I'm going to assume it's solar for homes, solar for, so that would be my first gut instinct, would type out solar for homes, or solar for houses, or solar panels for homes, solar panels for houses. I mean, I would just start thinking of those. Those are probably your main keyword. Clearly, like Krissy said, solar is the key term, or the keyword. But if you are targeting homeowners, then I would start looking at homes, houses, real estate, those types of things. Free, if you're offering tax incentives or things like that, tax-free solar. I don't know if you can get 100% covered on that sort of stuff, but I would look at all those search options and see what searched the most, and probably just kind of go with that.
Yeah, and if you do those types of searches in TubeBuddy, just a reminder that TubeBuddy is going to suggest longer tail key phrases to you the more that you search. And so if you start small, that's the nice thing, is that you can kind of see what the searches are around your main 2 to 3 word key phrase, and then you can get longer and longer with that, and that will help you come up with video topics, and it'll help you come up with video titles, all of that stuff, and your channel name ultimately, which is what you were asking about. So
yep. So if I type in solar panels for home, right there. So that pops up after all solar systems, solar balls, solar eclipse, solar systems, solar eclipse. Okay, solar panels for home. So 350,000 searches per month. So
you can see all the keyword suggestions and the key phrase suggestions on the right-hand side too. And that kind of tells you what other people are searching for when they search for that particular term. Yeah,
and see, homes to houses, look at that big difference. So, we go back to homes, 9,000 versus 350,000. Well, it just told me 350,000. What's up with that?
You probably added a space or something weird.
Let's see, solar panel. Yep, let's see. Let's just try solar for homes. Solar kits for homes. Yeah, I would just play around with this and see what's going on. That first one gave me 350,000, so not sure what happened there, but that's what I would just play around with it like that. Let's see. Is it Erogan 32. I noticed in some of your videos you travel in a vehicle and video what the neighborhood looks like. Do you just hold your phone out the window, or do you mount something on your car? Yeah, the latter. You can do that. You can definitely do that. So there's different ways. You could suction cups that hold phones, things like that. You could roll the window halfway down and then put it on your window where it's just kind of pointed out that way. There's easy ways to do that. Dash mount, you could do that. There's little things you can hang from the rear view mirror and just have your phone pointing out. If you want the side angle, you could, that's the easiest way. Roll the window halfway down, depending on the weather that day. Could be interesting. So there's just lots of different ways you could do that.
In the early days, Levi was definitely doing that with him driving, but I will say he was going super duper slow. So what you see in the videos, we've sped up for him. So he was not, completely kamikaze, but he was definitely holding it. So you want to go with one of the fancy mounts. There's definitely mounts that you can use now. But Levi definitely used to just hold the phone and take that super duper slow though. So if you're going to do that, we always caution, be safe.
Well, I wasn't going to mention that because I didn't want to be liable for anybody.
Again, you were going like 5 miles an hour, so it was safe. But yeah, you definitely have a lot of different options to do that.
Do not recommend that at all. Or you take a friend and have them hold it outside. A lot of times, if Travis and I rolled together, or we've got Alex now, so I've had him do it sometimes. So yeah, we've upgraded a little bit more than just myself. But
well, if you drive a drone too, it's easy to do it from a drone. It doesn't have to be from above the entire time. A drone can do pretty much any angle. So that's another application of drone footage.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Montana? How's it going? Hello to you as well. Let's see. Doing my best to translate all this information for another industry, not real estate. The course is amazing. Awesome. Thank you, Justin. Appreciate you. Jennifer says, thank you both. Thank you. Let's see. It's living in Oakland here. Okay. Oh, Oaks Island. Oh, Oak Island. Oh, I guess they're talking to each other. 22 1-minute videos, repurpose and chop up. Yes, indeed. Mm-hmm. Says, thanks, makes sense. I recall you mentioning that in another training, so just focus primarily on organic searches. Yes, correct. Okay, solar, yep. This is helpful. Awesome. Thanks for the info. Well, good. All right. Well, I know usually I run over, and I think we're
like coming right on the dot today.
Let's go. Okay. All right. Well, before anybody else throws in those last minute questions, we're going to jump off and enjoy the rest of the day, get back to work. This was fun, though. So thank you for joining us. And if you haven't already, make sure you pick up your copy of Passive Prospecting, Dominate Your Market Without Cold Calling, Chasing Clients, or Spending Money on Ads, the absolute blueprint on what you need to do, not just in real estate, but for solar, for any small business. I mean, we wrote this to be inclusive of all small business owners, but of course, we use real estate examples. So as a real estate agent, you're going to really resonate with the examples and the stories we use in there. But otherwise, if you got a small business owner friend or somebody that's struggling with marketing, generating business, generating leads, this is something that they could get and start working on and implementing. And I know somebody will email us and tell us they made $1 million from this book. I know that will happen. So, and it may not even be in real estate. So get your copy today on Amazon, and we will see you. Oh, Living in LA says, thank you. And we will see you next week.